You to ACC Network Spring Football presented by Geico. And on this first Saturday in April, we're at Frank Howard Field at Clemson's Memorial Stadium for the annual orange and white game. And Dabo Swinney, the architect of the Tigers' successes, even got a little bit of a fired-up group between the orange and the white, and we unveiled the DJ Uiagalelei era here this afternoon as well. Great to be with Roddy Jones, Wes Durham. Eric McLean's going to be on the field embedded with Dabo Swinney when he joins us in just a moment. Roddy, back-to-back ACC championships for Clemson, 6 of them in a row. But now the Tigers also have to replace 2 of the most productive players in their long football history.
And not only 2 of the most productive players, I mean, you could argue that each one of them is the greatest to ever play at Clemson at that position, but 2 incredible leaders as well. I mean, you're talking about Trevor Lawrence, the guy who became the face of college football, obviously the talent on the field, the presumptive #1 overall pick, and then Travis Etienne, the ACC's all-time leading rusher who developed as a receiver last year. 2 massive holes to fill, but Dabo Swinney told us you see that coming years down the line. You start to develop not only the players, but the leaders to replace them as well.
Well, Dabo pretty candid with us in our visit this week when he said, hey, look, you tear it down and you build it up again. Roddy, that's the challenge this team faces.
It certainly is, and every team is going to change year to year. And this team is really exciting because of what they bring back on the defensive side of the football, but they're also excited about the experience and the talent that they have on the offensive side as well. We're going to get a fascinating look at it here today, and I think we may hear some names of the stars of the future.
Well, Eric McLean's going to be embedded today with the Clemson head coach. And EMAC, let's be honest now, this is the kind of moment Dabo Swinney kind of craves the competition for his team, I think.
Hey, look, you want some all-access, you want some inside access, we're going to get it here today. I'm going to be following Coach around all game long. He's going to be diving in, telling us all the secrets, things to watch for. It's going to be, he's already here with us.
I can't hear you.
Not yet. We're going to get to you in just a second. Yes, he's already ready. So I got to go over here. Y'all take it. I'm going to get him ready.
All right, very good. Good luck, Eric. You got quite a task on your hands. The Orange won the toss, and they will take the kick. And we get an early look at Michael Dukes, the running back, who they are really excited about. And Dukes will see him today at the running back spot. Roddy, here's what we've got. 15-minute quarters, regular scoring, second half running clock after the first 2 series except for timeouts, scores, and injuries. Kickoffs and punts are live, as you just saw. No fakes or blocks. Quarterback, of course, is not live.
They truly split up into 2 teams. Dabo Swinney said everybody in the building is either orange or white this week, so they really want to stimulate that competition.
Ball at the 27 for the Orange. Uiagalelei turns in hands, and this is Kobe Pace, the sophomore from Cedartown, Georgia, across midfield on the first carry of the ball game. And all eyes today, Roddy, will be on this sophomore, DJ Uiagalelei from Inland Empire, California.
A guy that was the #1 recruit, #1 quarterback coming out of high school. Got his baptism last year when Trevor Lawrence was out due to the COVID protocols against Notre Dame and Boston College. Fared incredibly well, so you can see why they're so excited about this, who was a freshman, now sophomore.
That's Ngata on the back end of the throw from Uiagalelei. And right away you see a little bit of a miscue on the snap, but nonetheless, DJ got it away quickly to Joseph Ngata. Only 7 catches a season ago in 7 ball games for the junior from Folsom, California. And this is the running back, Michael Dukes, or no, Kobe Pace rather. And he picks up 6 yards, a tackle made by Tyler Venables for the White on defense.
I mean, how many times when we ask the coaches about who's the guy that you want to see, who are some people that you are excited about seeing in this game, Kobe Pace's name came up over and over and over. And that's a name that may get a little lost. You've got some really highly touted freshmen coming in, Lynn J. Dixon and Ches Malusi got most of the carries from the experienced guys. But Kobe Pace has had a really nice spring according to the coaches and a really nice start to this scrimmage.
And here is Kobe Pace on 3rd and short, getting the first down ahead of the tackle in the secondary from Thornton. Ray Thornton is a redshirt freshman at 6'1". Another look here, Roddy, at Kobe Pace.
How about the vision and then the lateral quickness? You see him put Tyler Venables in the matrix, shook him right at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes a running back's got to make him right. Make it our first view of Will Shipley.
All right, fake it to Shipley and throw it here on the perimeter. That's Will Sweeney, the coach's son, who had 7 catches a season ago.
Just a little quick throw out to the flat. Looks like it may have been an RPO. Toss it out to Will Sweeney. And how about DJ Uiagalelei and his ability to operate this offense so far? Looks like a true veteran back there.
Sure does. Fresh set of downs from the 19, and we get a whistle, and here's Gary Patterson. First penalty.
Number 76, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Ball start on John Williams. Now, Roddy, we're going to pay attention here to this offensive line, and we'll talk to Dabo Sweeney about it in his visits with Eric McLean. This is a point of emphasis. Both sides today, not just the orange and white. These combinations, this line is a group that's kind of under the microscope, if you will, as we get ready for the fall of 21.
Yeah, it is. This Clemson team didn't run the ball as well as they expected a year ago. Dabo Sweeney and this coaching staff told us that they feel like they can come out of the spring with 10 or 11 guys they can play.
Play fake to Shipley. And a big, strong throw to Ngata on the backside on the 1st and 15 ball. Roddy, here's where we're talking about with the offensive ranks that Clemson had. And I want to call the attention to the rush yards. And you talked about this before we went on the air today. There's a little bit more in the detail here.
There is, because rush yards are obviously an overall metric, but yards per carry, 7th in the league in yards per carry. The past 2 seasons, they've been 1st in the league. And they did that with Travis Etienne all 3 years. So what's the change? It's that offensive line and what they lost.
There's the first carry by Will Shipley and the tackle made by Kane Patterson, the junior linebacker.
Going to get a lot of looks at Will Shipley today.
Yeah, out of Weddington, North Carolina. Did not have a fall campaign. Gatorade Player of the Year. But the state of North Carolina did not play football in the fall. He's an early enrollee from the Charlotte area. 3rd down. And a quick throw to the perimeter. Uiagalelei and the stretch by Bo Collins for the touchdown. Well, the teammates connect, Roddy.
The teammates and one of the 2 Collins twins, who are obviously not related, that Clemson has, Dakari Collins and Bo Collins. This time Bo on an experienced corner, Sheridan Jones, just a quick out, and then you see the power from the freshman, 6'3", 195 pounds, able to carry Sheridan Jones into the end zone. Every year it seems like Clemson comes with a highly touted freshman receiver that they're telling us about could be the next guy. Bo Collins is one of those young guys for Clemson this year.
8 plays, 73 yards for the Orange in just ahead of 4 minutes. Quick, good-looking throw, Roddy.
It's a lot of outs from DJ Uiagalelei, and then you get the strength from the freshman, Bo Collins, who opens up the scoring in this year's orange and white game.
DJ Uiagalelei 4 for 4, 28 yards. Kobe Pace 50 yards on 3 carries. Pretty strong start for the Orange on offense. Lemansky Hall, who coaches the defense, handles the Orange today, and Dabo Sweeney's got Eric McLean with him. Well, this ought to be a good afternoon of Inside EMAC.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Coach, that was an impressive drive. I mean, you've got a guy in Kobe Pace marching down the field 50 yards, and then that Cali-to-Cali connection for the touchdown there. That's pretty special.
That? Yeah, that's what we've seen all spring. You can walk out here.
I'm walking with you.
I'm going to let you walk out here. We've seen that from 20 all spring, and he just kind of carried over his practice out here. Great job, a couple RPOs, 2 or 3 RPOs called in that drive, and great job by DJ. Receivers made some nice plays, and then a heck of a catch by 80 and a good finish for that young high school senior out here. First catch, touchdown.
He's supposed to be in prom, but he's coming to play in the spring game instead.
Uh-oh, got a penalty right here. Who you got?
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Who was it, Gary? Who was it?
By the way,
Okay. Oh,
by the way, I'm a little
head coach over
surprised.
there getting a delay in the game.
McClain takes the field with Dabo, and we have a false start in the offensive line. I'm stunned.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I
that?
try to not be the center of attention, but I think I distracted some people being out here.
Grisham over there got a delay in the game on his first snap.
I mean,
the head
you
coach.
know, you were telling us about his draft, and you weren't too impressed with that.
No,
and now,
no. I was just surprised. I was surprised. All right, we got a little pass play right here, a little quick game. Let's see what we got here. Looks like they're going man coverage across the board. One safety. Got to have fade route conversion. Oh, didn't put it on top of him. Didn't put it on top of him.
so that's a guy who was
looking
just
for
targeted there. And a Joe coach.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
So
going to be a
lot
good
of
one.
people are very excited about him. I mean, he's got the size, obviously very raw as a football player.
He has made unbelievable strides since he got here. He's still got a ways to go, but he is really a freak of nature when it comes to what his potential can be. And right there, Tyson just got to put the ball either back shoulder to put it on top of him, where he's got a chance to make a play. That's one of my pet peeves.
Number 55,
as a receiver
offense,
coach, I'm
5-yard
on
penalty.
the quarterback
Still third
side.
down.
We got to touch the ball.
No doubt.
If they can't touch it, they can't catch it.
That's right.
You guys were all excited about a Joe and Tyson Pumachan. I was excited about Lynn J. Dixon on that blitz pickup right in the hole, stymieing the linebacker. That was fantastic.
Yeah, he's tough as they come, and seasoned vet that really understands what he's doing. Got it off. All right.
A very, very quiet 3 and out for the White on offense. And Tyson Pumachan getting a word of instruction from the head coach. We're going to get more with Dabo Sweeney and Eric McClain. Orange is taking the early lead, 7-0 on a opening drive that resulted in Uiagalelei going to Bo Collins for a 14-yard throw, and a couple of penalties sidetracked the White squad there, Roddy.
Yeah, you got the penalty on first down before you even run a play, and then you rush for no gain after that, and it really put him behind the chains, made it tough for Tyson Pumachan to get in any sort of rhythm.
Yeah, fair catch will be called for at the 37, and we get a timeout at Clemson. Orange and white game underway. Well, ACC championship rings handed out earlier this week, and you see the Tiger football Twitter account. Yeah, count them up, 6 in a row. Clemson's won. In Charlotte, we pick up the Orange second possession from their 28. DJ Uiagalelei with Kobe Pace still in the backfield. We got a little early movement up front. And Eric McClain.
Offside.
There's your man, Brian
Defense,
Brzee.
Number 11, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
A lot expected out of the ACC Defensive Newcomer of the Year from a fall ago, Roddy.
The crazy thing is, all we heard from the Clemson contingency is how much better he has gotten this spring. That's going to be scary for ACC defenses.
Ball is loose. Pace couldn't control it, and they scoop it up on defense with Sheridan Jones. Great play by the corner on the field side.
Yeah, it all starts with the pitch a little behind Kobe Pace. And that could be one of two things in the spring. That could be a bad pitch by the quarterback. It could be a bad track by the running back as well. Either way, the ball ends up on the ground. Sheridan Jones scoops it up. How about Uiagalelei? He's supposed to be non-contact, and he shoves Sheridan Jones out of bounds.
So plus field territory start here for the White on offense on their second possession, guys. Eric, they got it at the 36. And Lynn J. Dixon, maybe no gain on the play there.
Lynn J. Dixon, a guy that's patiently waited his time to take over the mantle as RB1. Now with Travis Etienne gone, it looks to be his job, but the competition has been fierce.
Pumachan cuts it loose and incomplete. A Joe the intended receiver, the young man from Alberta in Canada. So quickly 3rd and 10.
First 3rd and long that we've seen from the orange offense. Excuse me, from the white offense. Second 3rd and long from the white offense, excuse me.
And the whistles will blow. That might have been a called sack.
We got to get the head coach's
Hey,
explanation on that
with
one.
the first sack of the game. Guys, he's doing a little dance right in front. What do you think of that? First sack.
That's Root. Oh, Row.
That's your boy.
Y'all better learn that name. He's going to be a great player. He's another one of those guys like a Joe that has more than just a unique name. He's got a lot of potential, and he's going in. He's been here 2 years. Was hurt a lot last year, and nobody really knows who he is, but he's got a player these next few years. So excited about him. Good to see him make a big play right there.
Will Spires, who is
nice.
back
Looks
for
like a nice punt. Nice
yeah,
punt.
very nice.
2 great punts by Spires. Two great punts by Spires.
Quarterback, Hunter Helms.
Hunter
Big day in
Helms.
Atlanta.
These are important reps too, Wes. This quarterback room is thinner than what Dabo Swinney's accustomed to. After Pumachan and Uli Underway, it's going to be Helms.
Ooh. And almost picked. My goodness. Cade Denoff, who's got a frame at 6'5" and has put on about 15 pounds to 240 here. Almost had a tip and a score.
How about the athleticism? He sits, he reads it once he identifies the swing pass, goes up and hits and bats it down. You said it, almost had an opportunity to score.
There's Shipley getting a yard. Just lowered the shoulder and drives it upfield. Reagan Upshaw on the stop for the Tigers on the white defense. A lot expected out of Will Shipley, Eric.
He's a special talent, and when we talk to these coaches about Will Shipley, they say, hey, the speed better than advertised. The explosion is there. Coach, what do you think of this young running back in Will Shipley?
He's better than advertised. He's going to be a great one. He's going to be a great one. Clean. Got it off. You'd have hit him.
Brazil
He's going to be a great
player.
He's incredibly dynamic. We got a penalty here. Who was that on? Is that the safety? Couldn't tell who that was. He's incredibly dynamic. I mean, he can return,
Pass
he can
interference.
catch the ball.
Defense,
He's physically
15-yard penalty.
way
Automatic
ahead
first down.
for a high school kid, and he can fly. I mean, he can absolutely fly. He's a great kid. He's a great teammate. You know, guys like him. He's going to be a fun one to watch over these next few years for sure. Excited to see him have some opportunity today.
Has kind of the blueprint really been laid down with what you guys did with Travis Etienne this past year, just using him as wide receiver in his high school tape?
Yeah, well, you know, you can go all the way back to C.J. Spiller and, you know, how we love to use the backs and do dynamic things with them. But, you know, Travis had to grow into that. Travis came here really just handing the ball, and he had to learn all those other aspects, pass protection, route running, defense, all those things. And he left here as a complete player. This kid is coming in with a complete foundation. You know, he's done it all in high school, so it's very natural for him. He's played in a similar scheme, and you can see his power right there. But he can run between the tackles. He can get on the edge. You know, we can scheme him up in the passing game like we did Travis. So he'll be a like I said a complete player early in his career for the Tigers.
There's no question. I think it's interesting to see when you lose such a dynamic player, such an impactful player like Travis Etienne, and it's kind of running back by committee. It seems like
he might get
this
it right
group.
here on this hot swing route here. Let's see where here.
I don't give it to him.
No, he's late. You got to give it to him early. He's late. So we got a young quarterback in here, Hunter Helms, and he's holding the ball right there. He's locked in. That ball's right now. It's sneaked it back, and he's got to get rid of it. Hunter, quicker! It ain't there. Get it to the back. Daisy. All right, had a little RPO right there, handed it off. Good job by the D. I tell you,
By the way,
Hunter
Coach,
Helms is a walk-on kid here and a good player, good young prospect that has a chance to develop for us. He's done some good things with his reps this spring. We've only had 3 quarterbacks out here, so he's done a good job taking advantage of his opportunity.
That's what I wanted to ask you, is in a year that it seems like you are very thin at quarterback, I mean, how important is it for quarterback 3 to really prepare like he's the guy?
Yeah, very important. And we got a couple guys coming in here this summer that we're really excited about that we think is going to really help us. Here we are. Again, another RPO right there, little zone read. You just see 20, he just moves the chains. But how about this offensive line? So, Mitchell Mays, redshirt freshman. John Williams, redshirt freshman. Trotter, sophomore. Brian Tucker, redshirt freshman. And then Big J Mack, he's a redshirt junior. This was our backups last year, all true freshmen.
Right.
So we got a lot of young guys that have really grown up this spring. I think that'll be the most improved area on our team, where we can, have 9, 10, 11 guys ready to play each game.
Talk to us a little bit more about Jordan McFadden. I remember on the coach's call, you just very excited about him, his growth as a leader, becoming the guy. Looks like he's swinging over to left tackle. He was a right tackle a year ago.
Yeah, this guy's strong as a bull. He's incredibly athletic. You remember Brandon Thomas. He's a lot like Brandon. He's incredibly versatile. He can play left tackle, right tackle. He's longer than he is tall. He's very long, but a great athlete, can play anywhere, and a guy that's gonna have a career after Clemson as well. Really excited about J Mack, and right there. But he's done a great job leading this group too, and he's our. We've got one senior, we got 2 juniors, and the rest of them are freshmen and sophomores. So a lot of development going on in this group, and with some guys in and out this spring, it's given a lot of guys more opportunity. And when they're going against this type of D-line we have, they get exposed quick and they get better.
Throw on the perimeter, and Drew Sweeney, by the way, nice catch on the backside for 8-1 in the orange, Coach.
End of the first quarter.
We're going to have more with Coach Sweeney when we come back. It's 7-0. The orange struck first. Don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
Clemson Spring Game presented by Geico on ACC Network. Great to be with Roddy Jones, Eric McClain. We've also got Dabo Sweeney, the head coach of the Tigers, mic'd up. We get ready to go to quarter 2, and still keeping an eye on this offensive line. And Roddy and Eric, I've been impressed with what we've seen so far. The combinations really on both sides, even though the defense has managed the opening 15 minutes probably a little better than the offensive side.
You're talking about an offensive line last year that really went 6 deep, according to the coaches. They're looking to develop that depth, get, as Coach Sweeney says, 10, 11 deep.
Well, here is 4th and 1 to start quarter 2, fellas. And Kobe Pace. Oh, Helms kept it. Uh-oh. The discretionary whistle here.
See, look. See, hey, look, Wes, Coach tried to tell us this is why you don't do quarterback run. They're going to blow an early whistle. You're not going to pick it up, so that's a little interesting. You got to trust your running back right there, because Coach is giving this off, man.
He did tell us that earlier in the week. We may not see as much quarterback run because that's a quick whistle. As soon as that flag gets pulled, he's down.
Right, he's getting after him right now. He said, "What are you doing? You know I'm blowing the whistle. You got to hand it off."
Yeah.
It's a zone read play, and it's the right read. But as soon as Brzee touches him, he's down.
By the way, no surprise, 11 in the white getting after it. The white takes over at its 40, still trailing 7-0. Pumachan. And that is Ches Malusi cutting up the field. Junior from Naples,
Roddy,
Florida, who had 150 yards
now.
Last year.
Roddy, I want to talk about Big Tate over here at left tackle. You saw him up close and personal. I mean, this guy is big, man. It's good to see him up close. He's a guy that you think can play every position, right?
I really do. And Coach Sweeney said the same thing. I saw him play against IMG Academy. Ooh. Get a Joe down the field. But I saw Marcus Tate play against IMG Academy, the premier high school football factory in the country. Just watch, he's got excellent movement skills. He's a big guy for a freshman, length, so he can play outside. He's wide enough to kick inside. I think he's got a really bright future here. It's going to help this team this year.
Tell you what, he was building against Miles Murphy there too.
Yeah, and he's got the body. I'm going to get Coach's thoughts here on him because he's very excited about this young man. When you see Marcus Tate, a guy that's playing left tackle right now, has got very sweet feet. What do you think the future? I mean, he's a multi-position guy.
Well,
where are you going to put him?
What you don't ever know about anybody, but especially linemen, is where are they mentally? How are they going to process things coming in? You know, physically he's a gifted kid, but mentally, I tell you, he is as sharp as you're going to find for a high school guy walking in here. And he's playing left tackle, but he can truly play 4 positions. He's worked guard, he's worked left, he's worked right, but he's done a great job. He's been a real bright spot for us this spring. Super young man.
And he's a guy. He's a guy.
We were talking about.
Sorry, Mac. He's a guy that played at Nova Southeastern University School, who canceled their senior season of football. So he had to go to True Prep, a prep school across town in Southern Florida, to be able to even play a spring or a fall season. Was one of the leaders in getting that done as well.
Pumachan off the back foot and intercepted. Picked off in the secondary by R.J. Mickens. This looks like it might be from the Andrew Booth School of Acrobatics, Roddy.
Mickens, the safety, just reading the eyes of Pumachan. That ball hangs up a little too much in the air, and it's Orange team going the other way.
Well, a nice, crisp spring Saturday at Clemson. We welcome you back to the Orange and White game. And Monday on ACC Network, a special Roy Williams retirement tribute starts at 1 o'clock. We honor the 33 years as the head coach, 15 at Kansas, the last 18 at his alma mater in Chapel Hill. And it starts at 1 o'clock. You can only see it exclusively on ACC Network and on the ESPN app. And our congratulations to Roy Williams on a remarkable coaching journey. Quick throw off the hands of Collins. And Roddy, 900 wins, 400 at 2 different schools, by the way. Only guy in Division I history to do that. 3-time national champion, Roy Williams.
Whatever adjective you want to use about the career of Roy Williams is not enough. And the way he did it, too. I mean, is there a more well-respected, likable coach that's been that successful in that sport? I mean, everybody has great things to say about Roy Williams.
You got that right.
Coach, obviously a legend, and Roy Williams announced today that he's retiring. He's stepping away from the game. You guys did an event, actually, that Wes was telling me ran super smooth, very just in-depth. What do you remember about Coach Williams?
Man, first of all, incredibly, genuine person. I mean, he's one of the good guys out there. Loves the kids, is passionate about the game, and one of those coaches that, early on for me, really went out of his way to welcome me and just always been very gracious with his time when I've been around him. We've spent some time, we've played golf together, and just a great guy. In fact, he loves to tell me the story. His first college football game, I think it was a quarter. It was either 10 cents or a quarter to come sit on the hill. He'd come down from Asheville, come watch the game, but he loves to tell that story about coming and watching the Clemson games and paying a quarter and sitting on the hill. But, man, I have all the respect in the world for Coach Williams, and, really sad to see him, retire, but super excited for him and whatever's going to come next. And I know North Carolina's going to miss him, but he's done a wonderful job in building his own legacy there to go along with what Coach Smith did for so many great years.
There's no question about it. Again, a coach that had done so much for his players on the field, off the field. he is surely going to be missed by the ACC.
Yeah, no question. Eric, thanks, Coach. Appreciate those kind words as well. Hunter Helms back out now to run the white offense. It's going to start from the 43. That opening touchdown drive by Uyunglele to Bo Collins is still the only marker of the game, and that throw is offline, and that's for the tight end Davis Allen. A lot of folks excited about the big junior from Calhoun, Georgia, and we get a look at the Orange defense. And when we start talking about Clemson defense now, Eric, you've had some high compliments and high expectations for this crowd that's going to line up in 21.
Guys, let me tell you something. This defensive line that Clemson has coming back is unreal as we get a penalty here.
Ball start. Number 56, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
But these guys are big, they're strong, they're fast. Listen, when I'm walking around and seeing Brian Brzee, I mean, he was big and strong last year. That guy has no baby fat. He has just totally dominated this spring. And that's what the coaches are saying. It pops out on film. So you imagine how good of a player he was a year ago. These coaches are saying he's so much better. And we've seen it early on today.
This is Malusi. And he will fight across the 45 to the 46. He got tripped up. I think that was Greg Williams off the end, Roddy.
It was. And look, I mean, Brian Brzee and Miles Murphy got a lot of the pub last year because of the way they exploded on the scene. But let's not forget that Tyler Davis is coming back as well for his 3rd year, and he's a guy that people, like last year, coming into the season, was thought to be one of, if not the best defensive linemen in the league, as you see the offsides. But Tyler Davis struggled with a lot of injuries last year, battled through it consistently. It was probably 80% at his best, and you look at this depth chart, I mean, that is a stacked depth chart with Miles Murphy, Brian Brzee, Tyler Davis, KJ Henry. You've got Xavier Thomas on there, Rook Orororo, a guy that we've seen a number of times today. This is an exciting bunch.
Look at Roddy Emack already hammering Rook Orororo.
He's ready. Hey, Wes, he's ready. I'll tell you another guy that I'm very interested to see his development is Kevin Swint, a guy who is a defensive outside linebacker. Now he's putting his hand down in the dirt. He's got the body type. And obviously, Clemson has been very successful in converting these outside linebackers into defensive ends.
Yep. Kevin Swint, definitely a guy we're going to keep an eye on. And here's Malusi on the first down. Eric, I want to ask you about a couple guys we're not going to see today. One is Andrew Makuba, who got banged up earlier this week, so we're not going to see him today. And he's going to fill a role that I think those Clemson coaches, at least in our visits with Coach Sweeney and Coach Venables, they're really excited about Makuba. And you can't forget, we're not seeing Landon Zanders. We're not seeing Nolan Turner today when we talk about the heart of that secondary as well.
Yeah, it's a special guy. And, Coach, I wanted to ask you about this guy, Makuba, with the specialness that he has, guys, and just the fact that he's a ball hawk. Coach is going to run away. He's coaching him up right now. He's fired up. But he was a guy that we heard from every single person about his ball skills. Coach, we're talking about Makuba. We're not going to see him today. But what can we expect from number 1 in the fall?
Man, I'm going to tell you what, he is an unbelievable kid. First of all, when I think about Andrew Makuba, I just think about God's favor because he's the first recruit I've ever signed, never met until he showed up here, thanks to the pandemic. But this is, and I was concerned. I mean, he had never been to Clemson. I've never met him, never even been to this campus, and wanted to commit early, wanted to commit like last August, and I wouldn't let him, because I kept thinking maybe they'd open it up,
right.
and I just didn't think it was fair to him. And then it just, when they said they're not going to open it back up, and he's coming to be a mid-year, I let him go ahead and commit, and I've talked to him a million times, but he is as skilled a DB as we've brought in here. This kid is dynamic. He can play either safety. He can play nickel. He can play dime. He can play corner if he needed it. Great special teams guy, great ball skills, and I mean one of the best kids you'll ever meet. I mean, he is about his business and everything he does. He's truly committed to excellence, and just super proud of what he was able to accomplish this spring. Unfortunately, got hurt Monday, broke a bone in his arm, so he can't play today. But he showed this spring that he's a guy that can help us.
And Coach Venables also said he got about 50 snaps at cornerback. How does that speak about his versatility?
Yeah,
and really a young guy just being able to soak up all that knowledge.
Yeah, he's a lot like Marcus Gilchrist, the kid we had early in my career here. He can really do a little bit of everything. And then how about this Dakari Collins right here, man? How about that play? Great throw by Hunter Helms. Here's Rencher. But this number 3, Dakari Collins from down in Georgia, he and Bo Collins, the Collins brothers, one from Georgia and one from L.A., both of these young men are way ahead of the curve for freshman wideouts. So good to see him step up and have an opportunity to make a play. And a great job by Hunter. He should have hit that corner route earlier when he hit Davis, but great job coming back, making a big play. Let's see if he can finish this drive for the white team.
Now we're going to get to see Darren Rencher carry.
Yeah, a little inside zone right there, and good job finishing downhill. Nice job by Jake Venables on the tackle there.
I want to stay on the wide receivers there as you bring them up. E.J. Williams has been a guy that we've heard a lot about with just the strides that he's made. Do you see him, assuming Justin Ross will be back, kind of as that second alpha for you guys this fall?
Yeah, he's a great talent, and he's probably put literally his best 5 or 6 practices in a row together. Super excited about him getting in the weight room this summer. Hunter!
Eric, that's the coach's called sack,
to the dentist's office. Come on, man.
Well, that one right there, it was pretty easy for him. But, yes, he did call it. But it was pretty easy for him.
Roddy.
it would benefit you and your beautiful face to throw that ball earlier. Hunter Helm.
That is absolutely right. That is absolutely right.
It just holds it a little too long. If you're going to go deep there, if that's the read, if that's where you're supposed to go with the ball, just go with it now. Don't wait. Throw it.
Oh, my goodness. The kick is away. And we get a break. Still 7-0 in the Orange's favor. Oh, my goodness. Back after this. Quick reminder to you, Tuesday night we've got ACC baseball, a rivalry game in the Commonwealth between Kentucky and number 7 Louisville. Dan McDonald's team hosts the Wildcats at Jim Patterson Stadium. Coverage starts at 6 Eastern. ACC baseball all season long on ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app. And look at 78 keeping stride with the head coach. By the way, down the field.
said to us before the game, he said the
Wes, you
weather
didn't know I was
made
getting all
him
these
feel
steps in today, did you?
So the weather made him think that he wasn't going to sweat today because it's about 60 degrees, but he didn't realize he was going to have to run with Coach Sweeney.
That's it. Quick throw. This is E.J.
Listen,
Williams.
my head coach is always going to get the most out of me, guys, and he's doing that right now.
Well, after you tell your head coach that you made an eagle yesterday, he'll be looking for shots to get more out of you. Yeah, he made an eagle yesterday, Dabo. EMAC got an eagle yesterday.
Well, isn't that illegal?
Listen, I didn't have a golf simulator to practice
shotgun
on
or something. He thought it was a. Uh-oh, here goes Lynn J. Here goes Lynn J.
Lynn J. Dixon into the secondary and across midfield.
White team's got a little momentum. They just got to finish the drive.
Well.
It's probably like my birdie, off the tree, rolls up on the green. But it's a birdie.
As long as it goes in, that's all that matters.
No pictures on the scorecard.
Coach, we were talking about the tight ends earlier, and this might be the deepest group that you've had in a while in terms of what they can do. What have you seen from those guys this spring?
They've been awesome. Unfortunately, we had 2 broken fingers, Galloway and Sage Ennis. Man, I'm super excited about Sage. First of all, he's gotten strong. He's 250 plus. And then Brenning Stool's coming here. This is a great young prospect, high school senior. He's had a great spring as well. There's a Joe with another nice catch, but good throw by Tyson. Brenning Stool, he's another one going to need a big summer in the weight room, but he's a big, long kid that can run. He's very dynamic. Galloway's had a good spring. Davis Allen is coming off a great year for us, and then you've seen Jay Lay a couple times today. So it's a good group. It's a really good group, and got one senior. So we'll try to go sign one more this year and keep that room the way we want it to be, so we can be the type of tight end group we need.
Pumachan, quick
nice
throw
job
on the perimeter
by our defense.
Yeah, Will Brown, the catch coach.
Perimeter defense right there. Nice job, Will. Way to hang on, Will.
Coach, one thing that Brent Venables said talking to us was just the outside he felt a little soft. He said on the defense, that's not how we normally play. Have you seen improvement from your guys this spring?
Well, we're not a complete team, but we have seen some improvement. I mean, first of all, you're not going to be good on defense. People will run around you. You know, to play good defense, stop the run, you got to set the edge, you got to fit the gaps, and then you got to tackle with great passion and great fundamentals. It's really that simple.
Oh,
hey, we saw that earlier this year, didn't we? Oh, my goodness. He did it again.
Did they have replay?
Coach.
Did they have replay? Said he was out of bounds.
He did it again. No. Come on.
I need a replay.
Got to challenge this,
Can y'all give us a
Dabo.
replay on that?
All right, here's the replay.
I'm commentating.
Oh, he's in.
No, he got a foot in, Coach.
He got a foot in, Coach.
He's in. Tell him.
Coach, he's in.
Coach. Tell him he got a foot in.
Oh, man.
That right foot was in.
I can't do anything about it.
Coach, he's
Where's
in.
the red flag? Somebody throw it.
Coach, he's in. Boy, you're going to be disappointed. Wow.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed.
Oh, boy.
Man,
Andrew
guys,
Booth, amazing.
They don't even know.
Man, is he amazing.
Hey, we're on the field and it's your defense.
Hey, look here, Coach. I'm not going to tell you it's good, but it's really good. It's really good.
Was it good?
Oh,
I mean,
it's
how
good.
special is that guy? You talk about
I'll bring him over. I'll bring him over so you can tell him.
6'7" wide receiver. Just go up and get it.
I'll let him know.
Yeah. Wow, what a play. Roddy, how many of those have we seen?
We've seen it's become almost routine for Andrew Booth. You go back to the one-handed Odell Beckham catch against Virginia, the Superman catch against Pitt. I mean, this is on a regular basis. You see the talent flash of Andrew Booth, and right there, I mean, if this is a game, it is reviewed, and that is inbounds. An incredible interception by Booth, who's got all the talent in the world.
It's
hey guys,
nuts.
Coach Sweeney's over here just coaching his guys up, saying, "Where's the challenge flag, boys? What are you doing? Throw the flag." That was in.
Oh, and how about the gamesmanship, the declining of the delay of game penalty to make them punt it closer? I love it.
Yeah.
All a mind game. It's all a mind game, boys.
You know what? I think there's something about the matchup of Tyler Grisham and Lemansky Hall that fires the engines of the head coach of the Tigers, to be honest with you, Emac. You know that.
No, absolutely. It's all about competition no matter what goes on here. I know these guys are fired up.
Well, we told you Andrew Booth now. This guy does it. Roddy, today just the latest.
This is the one against Virginia that really put him on the scene. He had the scoop and score that really broke the game open against Syracuse. And Johnny on the spot. He was physical in the run game as well, coming up against Bill Dracovic, going low on the big quarterback. And then how about this? He's in cover 3, he sees the post, comes over, and I'll just lay out perpendicular.
All right, Coach. How's your man 2-3? Did you talk to him, Dabo?
Yeah, I was going to bring him on live with you. Y'all paying bills or something? Got commercials or something going on?
We were running his highlight reel is what we were doing, by the way. Thank you.
He said he thought he was in too.
You're the head coach. Go get him. You can get 23 and interview him. You're the guy. You run the program, right, Emac? Last time I checked.
That's right. He has all the power. That's why I'm standing right here.
You can do whatever you want to do. You blow the whistle, get Andrew Booth, and interview him on the PA system, for heaven's sakes.
That's great. Coach, if you can
all right,
hear
he's
us,
coming.
This is a little
he's coming out. Get ready, boys.
This is a little 2-minute situation for DJ. Coach, what are you looking for out of the quarterback in this 2-minute situation?
Just game management. Understand the clock, understand his timeouts. We got to be able to get that ball out of bounds right there. Clock's running.
Yep.
Hey, but don't panic here. We got 3 timeouts. So just know the situation, know where his guys are. Don't take a sack. Don't take a sack.
There's one right at the stick to Lay. Well, I tell you what, he's played pretty well, the redshirt freshman from Atlanta.
First down, Orange team. All of the 43.
Been heavily involved, and let's not forget Lemansky Hall is the one in charge of those timeouts now. Coach Sweeney's not calling them, so he's saving all 3 as he approaches midfield.
There's another throw and a big catch. Is that inbounds for Ngata? Sure is.
Nice job, Joe!
Joe Ngata, a receiver that came in highly touted from California as well, has battled injuries his first couple of years, hasn't found the rhythm of being healthy and available, but man, the talent that he and Frank Ladson, who we're not seeing today, those guys have, and now the experience that they've gained as well is going to be invaluable.
You got Sweeney in the slot here, bottom of the screen. And DJ tried to fire it into the secondary, and that's where Ray Thornton was hanging out. Will Sweeney was the intended receiver.
With the angle that Thornton took to cut that ball off, that may not have been the throw. You may have wanted the touch to go over the top and had a better job. It's obviously tough for us to gauge from here, but the way Thornton broke on that ball, maybe the throw is higher and out towards the sideline so Sweeney could run under it.
Kobe Pace in the backfield with DJ Uiagalelei in the final minute here. Boy, shoots it to Lay. Tough catch. And I mean, a tough catch in traffic against McAtee, the safety, Roddy.
How about the day that Jalen Lay has had?
Yeah.
His 5th catch of the day.
Timeout call for, by the way, by the Orange.
The toughest one, and yeah, it's certainly a situation where you got to call it. Check out Jalen Lay on the outside. They go and Ngata inside, Lay outside, and he lays out. Not quite a first down, big fella, but a nice catch.
Hey, Emac, I got to be honest with you. The tight end room, of all the areas we've talked about, the pockets of depth with this team. I mean, no Galloway today. I know Briningstool is somebody they're excited about, but Jalen Lay has really caught your eye in this first half today.
Listen, Jalen Lay is a guy who Coach Elliott said, I need him to step up. We need him to be that athlete that he is, and that's what he's been able to do today. 6'6", 6'7", 250, 60 pounds. I mean, he's a massive athlete, and he's able to make things happen.
Yeah, well, he's making it happen here. And you see Davis Allen, Braden Galloway, Jalen Lay. Coach told you about the injury to Ennis. And Briningstool, the youngster from Nashville that they're excited about.
I just think it's a room with so much complementary talent. Lay and Davis Allen, the bigger guys. Braden Galloway can flat out fly.
Yeah.
We've seen that burst on the scene a couple of times. Hard to imagine that they're not going to be heavily involved this year.
3rd down and 7 here out of the timeout by the Orange. Trying to maybe get a marker on the board before the half. Pressure coming and overthrown, looking for Lay again. Thornton was in coverage, and it's 4th down. Uiagalelei started off 4 for 4 on the touchdown to Collins, by the way. Excuse me, Eric. And he's now 14 of 19 after the 14 of 19 after the incomplete pass.
And Roddy, just to talk about those tight ends and how they complement each other. Size, you've got the speed, you've got some blockers all mixed in there. It is a very diverse group when you talk about skill set. And when you have your offensive coordinator, the one in that room coaching those guys up, you just have to think they're going to be so.
54-yard try for Potter is good. B.T. Potter from 54. That would have been his longest a year ago. He had a 52-yarder on opening night at Winston-Salem. This is 54 yards for B.T. Potter out of Rock Hill.
Coach Grish, this is your first time as a head coach. How's it been?
It's been interesting. It's been interesting. A lot of pressure on you. No, it's been a lot of fun. Man, I'm seeing some good things. You know, to be down 10-0 and to play like we did. You know, I really feel like we're going to have a great second half. Offensively, man, we really have to just eliminate penalties. Got to protect our quarterback a little bit better. Tyson's got to settle in there and be confident. He can do it. You know, we chose this team because of the offensive line. We got to protect better, all right, no more sacks. And then defensively, man, they're doing a good job. All right, to be down 10, to bend but not break, it's been really, really good. We've had 1 turnover, but, man, we have to finish what's out there for us. I think we missed maybe 3 more opportunities to get a pick or a fumble. and one of those would have been a touchdown. All right, so I really believe we're going to have a better second half right here and have some fun doing it.
No doubt. Thank you so much. Good luck in the second half.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Tyler Grisham ready to go. White will have the ball first when we continue. Well, the Orange leads 10-0, but Roddy, make no mistake, one of the reasons Clemson's excited about 21 is the return of these two cats at linebacker, James Skalski and Balin Spector. We won't see either guy today, but man, are they impactful. Holy smokes.
You talk about the institutional knowledge that those two guys have from the number of starts that they've had, the big situations they've been in. This is one of the best linebacker depth charts you're going to find in the country with the Bruce brothers, Trenton Simpson, Jake Venables, an experienced guy as well. Kane Patterson has gotten some really good time as well. And this is an exciting, experienced group in the middle of that defense.
Kevin McNeil, the freshman from Tuscaloosa, on the carry, and he got hit by Sergio Allen, the sophomore linebacker. And there's a look at that linebacking depth chart with Simpson, Skalski, Spector, Venables, Patterson, Bentley, and as Coach Sweeney said, you're going to see a lot of guys. Everybody's going to get reps here in these first couple series for both sides.
And that doesn't even include Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the 5-star outside linebacker who the coaches have raved about just the way he's gone about his business. Skalski, you know, it was funny catching up with Coach Venables about Skalski and how he's kind of the coach on the field as well. This dude's played in 5 ACC championship games. He's probably going to play in another one, if we're being completely honest, which is most of ACC, like, he's never going to be touched again. And he's constantly in Coach Venables' ear about one thing or another. It's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Roddy. Oh, boy. You see, hey, Roddy, you see this young kid here, 34? This is Kevin. Story. He's a walk-on from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but his dad and I played together at Alabama. His dad was our starting tackle, Kareem McNeil, great player. And, you know, that time when you kind of get a little break home for the bowl, he was in a really horrific car wreck and was paralyzed. And there goes Drew Sweeney right there. Nice first down.
I was getting ready to say,
but he was paralyzed, and here we are all these years later, really getting a really cool experience for this young man to show up. Kareem's doing great. He's doing great, and he's Dr. McNeil now. But cool to have his son joining our team this January.
Boy, absolutely. Thanks, Coach. That's by the way, here's another throw and a bit of a juggle, by the way, from the redshirt sophomore Drew Sweeney. So we're getting that coached up, I'm sure, later today.
I'm gonna let his mama handle that one.
Coach, you talk about your relationship with Kevin McNeil's dad, and I think the thing that has been incredibly impressive over the course of your time here is how it's always felt like a family, and there's always family connections, either with you and your past or your sons being here, Coach Venables' sons, the two Herbstreit brothers being here. Just the family affair just seems to permeate throughout, and I think Kevin McNeil is another example of that, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's, you know, this is a relationship-driven place, and if you look at my staff, you know, most of these guys, we have 21 former players on our staff, either as full-time coaches, coordinators, strength guys, academic guys, Paul Journey, whatever. And you know, it just shows how connected it is. But listen, it's going to be my 19th year here. You know, there's a lot of great relationships.
Oh, there's a drop.
Almost a pick. You know, all you got to do is look down in the end zone here, and you see Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence and Cleveland Furrow and A.J. Terrell and Grady Jarrett and so forth. I believe they missed that call.
Well, they're calling a pick here for Sergio Allen. You know what? We can't get a pick for Andrew Booth. We might have gotten a makeup on Sergio Allen. Back after this.
Can you hear that?
Touchdown, Clemson! 67 yards, Trevor Lawrence.
Next chapter.
Well, we're closing in on it now, aren't we? The NFL Draft on ESPN and the family of networks. And the anticipated #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, who with 34-2 here at Clemson. And expected to be the top overall pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tyson Pumachan in the white after the interception by Sergio Allen, and a deep shot down the field intended for Allen. And here's a look again at Trevor Lawrence's career at Clemson. And you combine that with his decorated high school career, you're getting a great talent, Dabo, but you're also getting a proven winner, aren't you? At just about any level, Trevor Lawrence has set a standard of winning that is impressive.
Coach, when you look at a guy like Trevor Lawrence, what is Jacksonville truly getting with this? Not just a great football player, but a great man, a great leader, a guy who's going to be locked into his community.
Well, he's a guy that just going to set the tone from the moment he gets there. He's going to set the tone in the locker room. He's going to set the tone in their skills and drills, voluntary workouts. He's going to set the tone with the coaching staff. I mean, he's not going to sit around and wait for somebody to let him know what the standard is. He knows what it is. And, I mean, he right out of the gate.
Sorry, guys, we got a sack right there. We got to break it up and shut it down.
Right out of the gate, he'll let everybody know, how prepared he is and and his type of work ethic, and he'll lead by example. And that's really what I think you need at that position, especially for a young quarterback. He's not going to look like a young quarterback. He's going to look like a guy that's done it for a long time, and he's going to be prepared to lead.
It's interesting enough. We talk about these generational talents: Deshaun Watson, Taj Boyd, Trevor Lawrence, and now there's another one that seems to be coming in DJ Uiagalelei. You stockpiling them? What are you doing? You're going to share these guys, or are you keeping them all to yourself?
Well, I mean, I'm a lot better coach with a great quarterback, and so is everybody else in the country. I can tell you that. So we try to go recruit good players. That's what we try to do. And but he's another great one. There's no doubt about it. And super excited about his development this spring and what we know we got to go do this summer, and for him to have a chance to be the first full-time starter for himself. And you saw it last year and what he did in those 2 games. I mean, he really displayed his abilities as a true freshman. He had a great example. And the cool thing about DJ, he came here to back up Trevor for a year. That's because he really wanted to watch. He wanted to learn. That's how much respect he had for Trevor. And then he wanted to be a part of our program. And he's just a great representative of everything we want to be about here. And, the talent is special, but, man, he's another great, humble young man that's all about the right things and got the ability to make plays with his legs and his arm on any given snap. So excited about him. And Tyson's made some great strides, too. And, when it's all said and done and we get those other couple guys in here this summer, I think we'll have a good quarterback room come August.
When you talk about that development, obviously we saw a small sample size a year ago. What does that development look like? Where has he had to increase his game, preparation, just being that starter?
Well, I think the biggest thing for him is just being a little more verbal, because now he's been the backup, and so really taking that command from a verbal standpoint, and really becoming the leader. Last year he didn't really have to take that on. He was just really kind of settling in. And that's a little more on his plate this year, and he's done a nice job with that. But just being a little more verbal, and then just playing within the system. He's a little bit of a gunslinger mentality, which you like, but just staying disciplined within the system, and that'll just come from playing, especially getting game reps in game situations. He'll get more discipline in that. But and then we want him to be that guy that's fully committed to being a threat with his legs and his arm, because he can do both. He's 250 pounds, so now it's getting in the weight room, really transforming his body this summer, and coming back the best version of DJ Uiagalelei that we've seen to this point. If he does that, we're going to like the result.
Coach, he said something to us in our visit with him the other day that I found interesting, just from hearing a young guy talk, in that he really talked about leadership value and his accountability to that leadership and the value of the work he was going to put into it. I thought that spoke of a guy who had been starting 2 years, not just 2 games last year.
Yeah, he's unique. I mean, and like I said, he probably could have gone to 125 schools and started last year. But he's very self-aware, and he really wanted to come in here and be in our program. He wanted to work with Trevor. You know, he sees the bigger picture. He loves to grind. He loves to work. But yeah, he knows how important it is for him to set the tone for everyone else and how he goes about things. And yeah, maybe he doesn't like certain aspects, whether it be maybe his nutrition or whatever. But man, he's buying into everything and really leading these guys and just growing into that complete player, complete man, and equipping himself on and off the field with the tools he needs to be excellent in everything he does. So really, really excited about his development to this point, but it's not even, we're nowhere near what he's going to be by the time he leaves here.
Well, a couple of grabs by Will Sweeney. Another big catch by Joseph Ngata, and Uiagalelei is perfect on the drive so far here, Roddy.
Well, you've seen the talent.
Yeah.
It was a tight window throw earlier in the drive, falling away from the defense, the arm strength to get it there. The deep ball to Ngata, who went up and got it. It's been impressive to watch.
Yeah, he can make a lot of unorthodox throws. You know, that's what I was saying earlier. He's a little bit of a gunslinger mentality. Great tackle by Levante Bentley there. But huge play. You know, what a great – he put the ball right where it needed to be for Ngata to have a chance to high point it and make a play. And, you know, we didn't have number 10 pretty much all last year. He had some spot play here and there, battled through some growing injuries, some ab injuries. And, man, it's good to see him back. He's had a great freshman year for us. And really just didn't get to do much last year. He's had an excellent spring. You got a chance to see what he can do when he's healthy.
First and goal.
Ball's out. Well, they blew the whistle. Nice play by Xavier Thomas.
I tell you, if we've learned anything.
Nice play by Xavier Thomas right there.
Yeah, if we learned anything today, guys, it's the discretionary whistle, Eric McLean, and its impact in this ball game today.
Hey, I tell you what, the quick whistle can be your friend in these situations. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Coach,
like I said earlier,
I want to go back
we're
to
a lot
Xavier
better, and
Thomas.
I'm a lot better coach with our quarterbacks.
Here's second and goal, Roddy. I want you to get that point in.
Shovel option. He missed him. He had him.
Go ahead, Roddy.
That's that gunslinger. But, Coach, I want to go back to Xavier Thomas, a guy that obviously got sick last offseason, struggled to come back, had some issues. What have you seen from him in his 5th year that gets you excited?
Well, it's just going into his 4th year, but he's just been available. You know, same thing. I mean, he was very spotty and he only played like 100-something snaps last year. Did the best he could. You know, was not the best version of himself, but he's had a really good spring. He's been committed. He's been locked in. He's excited about these next 4 months and having a chance to really go train like he wants to. But he's had a really good really good spring, and one that we're really counting on to come back in August. You know, being the best version of Xavier Thomas that we know he can be. If he does that, then we're going to get back to having the type of production. And even not at his best and not playing a lot of snaps, he still had. I think he was second on the team in sacks last year. So, you know, we all know what he can do. It's just a matter of him putting it all together and being locked in.
Well, he helped force the pressure there, overthrow into the end zone. So here's B.T. Potter to try to add 3 more points to the orange tally. And the field goal attempt by Potter is good. So, well, we've talked about quarterbacks today and the 3 you've got on the roster, but the legacy that Dabo Swinney has seen here at Clemson in quarterbacks is, second to none. Taj Boyd, of course, 2010 to 2013 from over in the Tidewater area. Then the former Red Elephant, Deshaun Watson, came here, took the Tigers to a national championship. Trevor Lawrence, another Georgian, arrives here in the upstate and does the same in a 3-year run. And now you get Clemson riding 10 straight 10-win seasons. Only Florida State in the 80s into early 2000. Alabama in a 12-year stretch from 2008 to 2020. Eric?
A lot of that, Wes, through the Eric McLean era, right in the heart of that. Took that program to the next level. You know, there's some within the Clemson program that say Clemson didn't really take off the way we see it now until Eric McLean moved from tight end to offensive line and really powered that thing for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Listen, Wes brought that up, and I was not the one that said that, but it's very true, and it very much aligns with the success Clemson has had.
It's a direct quote from Tony Elliott right there.
Well, end over end kick. There'll be no return here. We're in the final minute of the third. The clock now running. Now, Eric McLean, here we are. You and Dabo Swinney. Let's just outline this. 2015, first of 6 straight. You were the El Capitan, 46 wins as a player. I mean, you guys put the bar up there for everybody else, huh?
Listen, Coach, this is what we're talking about. 2015, I was on the team. You were the head coach. We kind of started that streak together, and you guys have done unbelievable things since then.
So it didn't happen until it didn't start in 2009?
No. We're taking 2015.
Oh,
we're not giving CJ all the credit for everything.
Okay, all right. Well, here goes Maffa. There goes Maffa. There goes Maffa. There goes Maffa. How about Maffa?
Yeah.
Big fella hurdling.
I see where big fella's got a little move to him, Coach.
It took us a couple years. Yeah, he does. He's got some hips, man. He's got great vision. He's got patience. He's got power, and he can break it. He's coming off a great year down there in Georgia and at Grayson, and well coached, well prepared.
Yeah. All right. Final play of the third here. We'll let Maffa crash on the left side, and when we come back, Coach, we're going to get into the that building block that you and EMAC put together that started this 6 in a row. We'll do it right after this on ACC Network.
ACC Network Spring Football is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Orange and white game presented by Geico. How about the birthday boy from this week, Ronnie? Clemson head coach Danny Ford. As we welcome you back. Clemson spring game presented by Geico. Orange 13, white nothing. We go to the fourth quarter with Roddy Jones, Eric McLean. Oh no, and our special in-game analyst Dabo Swinney moving into position, I think, for a very special interview here coming up. Hard to believe, by the way, there's a throw downfield, a big-time catch. Wow, a Joe in stride on the first play of the fourth period.
It's a man whose game is so nice, you got to say his name twice.
Oh.
A Joe. I mean, everything that has been talked about this young man, you feel like you're just scratching the surface with him and his abilities, and as he figures it out, he's going to be a national name. He's got that kind of talent.
Pumachan on the carry. QB run. All right, let's go downstairs. Dabo, you have a special guest? Okay, special guest.
What you need to know from Skowski?
No, I want you to go ahead.
Skowski.
This is your interview. I want you to.
Okay, Coach Skowski. It's been a defensive performance today, outside of a few plays. All right, so what do you guys got to do to finish in the red zone here?
Finish in the red zone here? Man, I just got too many people are trying to do too much. We just got to do our job. It starts up front, the O-line. We're not helping ourselves at all. We got to give Tyson some better looks, some cleaner pockets, and if we can do that, man, he's going to deliver.
That's a typical guy.
Typical defensive guy bashing the OL.
And that's unbelievable.
No, come on. We came in knowing we thought we had the upper hand at O-line, and we're letting ourselves down a little, I think. I do.
You're here to hear first, folks. That's straight from the captain's mouth.
There we go. Big boy Joe.
Oh, how about that play? about that play? How about that play?
And I guess that was all the wide receiver and quarterback. I guess he didn't have time to throw it. I guess all that didn't happen.
Let's check out the ISO. This is against Andrew Booth, one of the most talented corners, not only on this team, but in the league. It's a fantastic throw by Tyson Pumachon. Let's not skip over that. And yes, Eric McLean, excellent protection by the offensive line, but Ajo finishes the drill.
I can get used to this, having a color analyst who understands the schemes and the blocking and gives credit where credit's due. I need more of that in my life.
Let me just say this. I am extremely disappointed that we didn't get around to Skowski and the role he was performing today and why he was not the Venables get-back coach. This was a perfect day for Skowski to be the Venables get-back coach, and we have been really, denied one of the great moments, I think, in college football, Eric. I'm going to be honest about that part.
Wes, to be quite honest, I feel like that was a big missed opportunity. I don't know if that falls on us or on Clemson, but somebody messed that one up.
Yeah, because, if this was a day for Skowski to be the Venables get-back coach, this was it, don't you think?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. It's good practice. You never know what could happen in a season.
Yeah,
well, see, Coach Venables probably knew that Skowski was going to be on the white team, so he assigned himself to the orange team so he could be on opposite sides. Because he told us this week, he's in his ear constantly.
Yeah, well, and you look over there, and behind Venables is Balin Spector. And see, so Spector has already there's Spector right there at number 10, right? Spector's going to be the innocent bystander. Skowski would not do that. You know that, Eric. Skowski would be an active guy in Venables' ear. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I think what Roddy said is absolutely true, was very intentional. Will Shipley back here going to get a return this one, though, guys?
Okay, let's look at the freshman. Did not have a fall for an outstanding Weddington program in east of Charlotte, but we get a look at Will Shipley here, just a couple minutes gone in the fourth. All right, so the touchdown catch by Ajo makes this a 13-7 ball game. Eric, what's at stake here? Is there any, this used to be the steak and hot dogs type deal at most campuses in the 70s and 80s. What's on the line here today for the winners and the losers?
Well, let's go to the expert himself. Coach, what's on the line with who wins or loses?
They're going to
game?
get a Friday off with Coach Batson. So
and that's
you can
Friday.
appreciate that.
Right. Tell the people about that.
That's a 5:30 a.m. team deal. So they get a Friday off, winning team.
Wow. That's a heck of a win. That's
a lot better than a steak or a hot dog.
Yeah,
that's a big-time prize.
And there is Uyunglele on the carry.
You love those 5:30 a.m.s. You were a big fan of those.
Listen, guys, Wes, Roddy the same way. We're 30 minutes early and we're 30 minutes after everyone has left.
I like it.
Hey, Coach, you were going to start talking about 15 with EMAC a moment ago before we had to go to break at the end of the quarter. And in all seriousness, 6 straight now. But to think in 2015 when you put that first one up on the board, that's one of those strong kind of things that I think a lot of people, you don't want to ever take it for granted. I know you don't, but that first one had to just kind of feel good to move this program.
I didn't hear it.
6 straight ACCs. How's it feel to knock that out?
Man got me.
So 6 straight ACC championships. What does that mean to you guys?
Oh, it's been special. I mean, it really is. I mean, we don't take that for granted. Our goal every year is to try to win this league, and we know if we can win the league, then we have opportunities for in the postseason to do great things. So that's where it starts, and just really proud of our guys and how they've handled themselves. All these teams, we didn't have a chance to win 6 in a row without winning that first one, which you were a part of in 15. And, we won that one in 11. That was our first 10-win season. Now we've had 10 in a row. The only reason we've had 10 in a row is because that group in 11 got it going. And so every team, I think, has a responsibility to carry the torch. And we want to compete to be the best, in our state be the best in this league. And if we do that, we got a chance to be the best in the country. And super proud of all these guys, all these teams, and how they've laid it on the line, how they've represented Clemson and represented this ACC.
I think another great way of how you guys do that is you start from scratch every single year. It's never about what we did a year ago, what this team did a year ago. Talk to us about how you can spread that mentality through your team, through your coaches, and keep that going each and every year.
Yeah, well, that's a big key. You know, we call it the windshield mentality. You know, it's always about what's next. It's always about what's next. It's never what was last year. Every team's different, you know. And I think if you have the mentality that you're gonna carry things over, you're gonna get exposed quick. So we start over truly every area of our program. We don't carry anything over. It's a new team, new journey, new people, new leadership, new chemistry, and it's new commitment. You know, you got to pay the toll every single time. You know, greatness never goes on sale, and we take a lot of pride. And got BT Potter in here.
I saw that punting.
Oh, nice tackle right there. Yeah, BT working on becoming a 3-tool guy, which will help him at the next level. But you know, again, it's just being committed to the foundational pieces of our program that have allowed us to be successful, and then getting everyone to buy into that. And if we do that, then we've got a chance to be consistent. And to be honest with you, that's been our goal from day one, is to be a consistent program. You know, I wish we were going to win the national championship every year. That's not going to happen. But we can be the best we can be on and off the field in everything we do. And if we stay committed to that, we'll have those special years along the way.
All right, so here's the white operating from its 30, Coach, with 8.5 to go in the game and a moving clock. And Pumachan dumps it to Darian Rencher, who's looking for the cutback with a flag down. And Gary Patterson's got a flag.
I think you got Miles Murphy, the freshman All-American a year ago, against the true freshman Marcus Tate at left tackle.
Ooh,
and
wow.
Tate was holding on for dear life on that one. Miles Murphy's going to win his fair share.
10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
There's a look at Tyson Pumachan, of course. Young man from Bridgeport, Connecticut. As we go under 8 to play.
And Wes, with a running clock, I know there's 7 minutes left, but with a running clock, this may be the last time the white team touches the football if they're not careful.
I'm starting to think now there may be a little strategery with Coach Grisham and his timeouts here as we go down the stretch. He got the touchdown to a Joe, and now got to take advantage after the penalty on 1st and 20, and E.J. Williams, a shoot-top tackle by Carson Donnelly, by the way. Sophomore from over in Birmingham. Another guy whose dad played with Dabo Sweeney on Coach Stallings' national championship team. Good heavens.
It's a good job avoiding the big Paul Teo, who is out there on the screen trying to throw a block in the secondary, making a nice tackle.
The throw, looking for a Joe, and Andrew Booth was in defense for Clemson. I like the Booth-Joe matchups, Roddy. Wow.
I mean, with Booth and a Joe, or Wiggins and Ladson, I mean, this is, or Ngata, these matchups that you have with Clemson in the secondary and at the wide receiver position. I mean, think of the old matchups, T. Higgins and A.J. Terrell every day in practice. This is, it is always fun to watch who Clemson has in the secondary, because they put out NFLers year after year after year, and who they have as receiver as well.
All right, EMAC 3rd and 20 here. And Pumachan dials up Dakari Collins to midfield.
Number 57 offense.
Yeah, I know. The young freshman from Westlake High School in Atlanta. Dabo, you like that, don't you?
I do, man. He's had a great spring. He and Bo Collins have had a great springs for us. Again, 2 high school kids coming in midterm here. Got to find us a big left guard here.
Oh, we got some.
He's made plays like that all spring. He's a finisher. That's what I love about him. He's a finisher on the ball. He's got great collision balance, and Here we go, Will Brown, who's also had a good spring for us as well. Great job on the edge. Who was that? Is that Nate? Is that Wiggins?
Yeah.
What a great job by 20. 20's a high school senior mid-year who's taking advantage of his opportunities. We got several corners out, and he's really taking advantage. I think he led our team in interceptions this spring as a high school kid. So excited about his future prospects as well. But it's good to see Tyson, man. I mean, I'm excited about what I'm seeing with Tyson here. He's competing. He's made some nice plays. Oh boy, that's going to leave a mark.
That's trouble.
Come on, Will Brown.
Trenton Simpson and Darian Rencher in a collision. Oof. And Wrench let's hope he's just had the wind knocked out of him, guys, because Trenton Simpson is business now, Roddy, at that linebacking spot.
Trenton Simpson, 6'3", 225 pounds, playing that Sam linebacker position. That's a position that's incredibly versatile for this Clemson team. Mike Jones played it last year. Isaiah Simmons has played it in the past. And that's one of the impact positions. And in practice like that, you never like those types of collisions. But I thought Trenton Simpson actually looked out for his teammate a little bit there, going at the midsection, doing a nice job of trying to limit the collision with Darian Rencher, hoping that Darian has just got, as you said, the wind knocked out of him and that he's going to be all right. I've been on the receiving end of those, and sometimes you just need a minute. Like, look, I'm laying on the ground, the trainers come out, you're like, look, I just need a minute. I just need a minute down here because that was not what I was expecting.
Yeah. 3rd and 11 it will be, by the way, after the pass and the breakup from Simpson. Darian Rencher, by the way, is not only one of the outstanding college football players in the country, it's one of the outstanding college student athletes in this country. And there's the collision with Simpson. Winner of the Disney Spirit Award. His involvement in just some of the things that went on the Clemson campus a year ago is second to none. And his impact, not only at Clemson, but in the college game, should be really understood, Roddy. He's an outstanding guy, period.
There's a reason he won that award. Trevor Lawrence became the face of what was going on, but Darian Rencher was the engine behind it. His involvement in all of the social issues that went on last offseason, as a Joe gets another one, was second to none. Darian Rencher certainly a deserving winner of that award.
Yep. Tyson Pumachan, a little jump pass here, Eric McLean.
Yeah, and that's what he can do. He can create, man. He really has great feet. He's got good instincts for the game. He's a developmental quarterback, and I'm really pleased with where he is. He's going to be a sophomore, but he's got his best football. Really, he's still got 4 years left with the rule, but I'm really excited about his potential and his future. But he can create. He really can create with his feet, and you saw that right there. You know, they wanted a sack, but they didn't even touch him.
And Coach, on that one, a Joe comes across, settles down, and then has the feel once Tyson starts to scramble, not only to scramble with him, but to get upfield to separate from the defender. How about that from a guy who's still young in his career developing as a player?
Yeah, no doubt. And we work hard on this. Here's 26 again. Good tackle. Good tackle by Booth. Like to see him wrap up. Like to see him bring his arms for that tackle. But yeah, Joe, that's what we've seen. You know, he's a tough kid. He's learning every single day. He busted the series before. He should have been running an out cut, and he kept going up. But he's a competitive, tough guy that's really skilled, man, and he wants to. He's coachable. He's passionate about it, and and he's going to be a guy when it's all said and done. I think he'll be able to play any position for us. He can play any slot position. Oh, we got to play here. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Davis Allen! Look at this! Uh-oh, got an ankle or a cramp. Ankle or a cramp.
We get a stop with 2:38 to go here on a catch by Davis Allen. It gives us 1st and goal, and Pumachan being tended to. Another look, Roddy.
Well, it's a beautiful throw. Check out the catch. Look at that throw, just over the hands of Nate Wiggins. Davis Allen comes down with the catch. Pumachan unfortunately injured on the play. The coach is over there checking him out. You hope that it's just a cramp. It's not any other injury. But what a drive that Tyson Pumachan has put together here. They got the ball with around 8 minutes left of that running clock. Wes, we talked about the fact that it might be the last time you see the ball. Converted a 3rd and 20, I believe, to Bakari Collins. That was a beautiful throw. He's done a really nice job of competing. Man, you hate to see him being helped off the field like that, but it's been a nice day for Tyson Pumachan. If that's the last we've seen of him, we wish him a speedy recovery, but it's been a really nice day as a cap to a nice spring.
Yep, and Hunter Helms now, who has come in the ball game a couple different times, the 3rd quarterback. Pumachan was quarterbacking the white team. Uiagalelei handled the orange, and with Pumachan shaken up, here's Hunter Helms now to kind of run this offense for Tyler Grisham. 2:38 to go, this moving clock, and it's a touchdown or nothing for the white team on 1st and goal after the catch by Davis Allen, Eric.
With Hunter Helms and Phil Maffa, and this feels to me like inside zone, lay it on that offensive line.
There's Helms, will shovel, and Maffa rolls right into the arms of Miles Murphy.
Roddy, I agree with you. You heard from the players, you heard from the coaches. We picked this team for the offensive line. You've got to run this thing straight up the middle here.
And Maffa, touchdown.
Number 26, Phil Maffa for the touchdown.
Well, well, well.
Check out the left side of this offensive line. Marcus Tate, Davis Allen, caving it in. The cutback by Phil Maffa on the inside zone. He's able to get in the end zone, and we're an extra point away from the white team taking the lead in this one, Wes. This has been a barn burner of a spring game. How much fun has this been?
It's turned into one, right? Tyler Grisham's halftime adjustment, C-Mac. And there's the point. So with 1:58 to go and all 3 timeouts, it is of note now that the Orange squad with DJ Uiagalelei also has B.T. Potter on their roster, Roddy.
Who's already hit a 54-yarder today for the brand, Wes.
Yeah.
Bombed it. Now Uiagalelei going to have an opportunity to go and win it. How great is this? This is not manufactured, but the situational football that Coach Sweeney is getting out of this, you got DJ Uiagalelei in a 2-minute drill to end the first half. Now you've got him in a situation down by 1. You see Tyson Pumachan and Darian Rencher both leaving the field. Wish a couple speedy recoveries to those guys, but now you've got your quarterback in a situation that you can't draw up any better in practice. 1:58, 3 timeouts, down by 1. Go get us in field goal range. That's exactly what you want.
All right, E-Mac, what are we going to see here, you think?
Well, this is the thing, guys. When Clemson goes in a 2-minute offense, they are very efficient moving the ball. Now, obviously, the most important thing is getting that first down. Once you do that, everything else is gravy, but these guys are primed for this moment. And just like Roddy said, I mean, you can't ask for a better situation in a spring game for the guy who's going to be running your program, be quarterback number 1, to get the ball with 2 minutes left and go down and win a football game.
I think early on in this drive, it'll be interesting to see which running back comes out, Wes. Whether it's Kobe Pace or Will Shipley, probably the two most likely. But I think you're going to see Joseph Ngata or Bo Collins involved early on those out routes to try and get that first down.
No return by Shipley. All right, don't forget, Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern, we'll look back at Roy Williams' amazing career at North Carolina. The last 18 seasons at Chapel Hill, 15 prior to at Kansas, 900 wins, 3 national titles with the Tar Heels, and one of the most respected and well-liked gentlemen in college basketball history. All Monday, all exclusively on ACC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app. All right, so DJ Uiagalelei, who's 19 of 26 for 169 and a TD on the opening drive, goes to work here. This is good class work, as they say. See what we get in the first throw at Jalen Lay, and a tackle after a gain of 5.
It's one of those that you would love to be able to catch and get out of bounds, but clock's still running after coming down inbounds.
Got 3 timeouts here, and BT
Well, guys,
Potter,
don't forget, this is a
kicker.
running clock. So there is no out of bounds, sacks. The clock is still going to run unless they call a timeout.
It's got to take a timeout. By the way, that's Trey Williams, who fought in the backfield, another youngster from Connecticut. Big number 8. They called a timeout with 1:27 to go. And now all of a sudden, EMAC,
Coach,
we're looking at 3rd and long here.
Right, you've got 3rd and long. You've got a young quarterback in a very adverse situation. What do you want to see from him?
Well, again, you only need a field goal to win it here. So don't try to get it all. You've got 2 more timeouts. Just move the chains. You'd like to see 85 stay big and get out of bounds right there, first of all. But just be smart. Try to avoid the sacks. Obviously right there he probably would have ran. But we got to, with our rules, we got to call him down right there with 2 hands. But he probably would have been able to run for 10 yards and get down. But just don't take the unnecessary sack. Make the routine play. Don't try to get it all in one play. And just see if you can create some field position. You got a guy that just made a 54-yarder on your team. So execute within the system, play smart, manage the game.
So
This
out
is
of the
great, though, man.
timeout. Yeah, it is.
That's what you can't have.
Yeah.
Coach just said it. You've got to be aware of the situation,
And
throw it away.
That's a little bit where that purple jersey creates some bad habits because, he didn't really have a good angle and he's naturally sliding up. But you got to give 11 because we're not going to let him dive for him and reach and grab him. So you got to give him the benefit of the doubt there. But you'd like to see 5 not have that mindset and just take off right there. And let's keep it moving. So that's a mistake that could be avoided and keep some positive momentum going because it looked like he had plenty of room to step up.
11-3, we're doing a pretty good job, Coach, fighting in,
The objective
though.
here is protect your quarterback.
Get in these competitive situations, and sometimes you wish that purple jersey wasn't on as a quarterback, I'm sure. But like Coach Sweeney said, the objective is to get out healthy while getting good work done. And now on 4th and 16, purple team, not only do they have to execute downfield, they got to protect because DJ Uiagalelei has not had a ton of time. You got some fire breathers coming off the edge.
Boy, look at the 2 at the top on the left in that front, Roddy. And a throw by Uiagalelei, and it is intended for Ngata, and he almost hauled it in. Jalen Phillips, a heck of a play.
Well, Ngata does everything right except for finish the catch. Uiagalelei had to let the ball go. Xavier Thomas had his man beat from basically the time the ball was snapped, so you got to get the ball out quick. He throws it downfield, throws a ball that Ngata can bring down, just not able to complete it. And the white team's going to sneak out of here with the victory. How about that?
Unbelievable.
Man, had a chance to make a play right there. Yeah, somehow, some way. Number 11, number 3, Pumachan made some big plays, but I'll tell you, I thought the spark was 26, Mafa. He really did a nice job of creating some positive momentum in the run game.
And how about when your quarterback goes out, Tyson goes out, you get down inside the 10-yard line, you just go inside zone with Mafa, and that offensive line has done a really nice job in the second half of creating some room for him to run.
And that will be the final play of the game. So the white team gets to take a little vacation on the workout, Eric McLean.
I'll tell you what, Coach Joey Batson, I'm walking by him right now, and he's saying, boys, I can't wait to see you in the morning.
Thanks to Dabo Sweeney for just a wonderful afternoon. Coach, always a pleasure to have you with us for this orange and white game. Aaron Owens, our producer. Dennis Lanius, our director. Roddy, we got to see quite a bit here of what a 21 team that'll have a lot of expectations too.
And it's an exciting bunch with some experience, some youth. We saw it all today, Wes. It was an absolute pleasure.